Well, I think Michael was talking about sharing his cell phone number. My wife is convinced that everybody in the county has mine. So, but let me just start by thanking everybody for being here. This is an event that we ought to have big crowds like this every time, and we don't always do that. So I just appreciate everybody coming out. I am Manley Barton, and I'm a candidate for House District 109 seat. And over the last 12 years, you've given me the opportunity to serve as your District 1 supervisor. During those 12 years, Jackson County went from having the worst bond rating in the state of Mississippi to having the best. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because there was a lot of hard work and I think a lot of good leadership. I worked hard to represent you during this time and try to do it in a way that you would be proud of. And over those years, I've gained a tremendous amount of experience, much more than I ever thought I probably would. I served on the Governor's Tax Study Committee. I was co-chair of the Workforce Development Committee. Tate Reeves, who was here a little early, the state treasurer, appointed me to a little-known committee called the Public Funds Guarantee Pool Board. I served 4 years on that board. It is a state oversight committee that oversees banks that hold public funds. And I learned a lot on that committee. Gail Norton, who was the Secretary of the Interior under President George Bush, appointed me to the Federal Outer Continental Shelf Policy Committee and also the National Oil and Gas Leasing Board. But closer to home, I also served as the chairman of the State Supervisors Association's Legislative Committee. And in that capacity, I actually had the opportunity to work with the legislature. I also worked with the governor, lieutenant governor, all of their staff on a lot of different issues that affected all 82 counties in the state, but more particularly Jackson County. Well, during that time and in that role, I developed a lot of relationships in Jackson that I think will help me represent you and be an effective legislator. I'm married. My wife is back here, Sarah. We have 4 children. We have 6 grandchildren, and we live about a mile from here, right here in Herman. I'm retired from Chevron. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I served a year in Vietnam in 1969 and 1970 with the 1st Cavalry Division. And I'm very proud of my service. And I believe all of those things that I've accomplished in my life and all of those experiences will help me represent you in Jackson. I believe I have the experience you need. I'm a conservative. Now let me tell you what I think that means, or what it means to me. It means that I live by some conservative principles that are important to me. My faith, my family, my community, and my country. And all of those things are always going to come first. I remember the NRA, and I believe in the Second Amendment, period. Okay? Less government. I don't think we need government involved in everything we do. Every problem doesn't have a solution that starts in Jackson or starts in Washington. But how are we going to move Mississippi forward? Now, one of the things that I'm going to say, and you've already heard this from several people who's already talked today, economic development and education. Without those two, we will never, ever move up. As simple as that. Economic development is all about creating jobs. Education. In today's environment, we spend almost 70% of the state's budget is spent on education. So we're spending a big part already. Now, could we spend more? Probably. But where's that money going to come from? I'm not going to vote for a tax increase. I don't think the problem is that we're taxed too much. Okay? Does anybody in here think they're taxed too little? You know, we've got to create jobs, and we're going to create jobs, we'll create wealth. If we create an environment in Mississippi that encourages new jobs to be created, we won't have to worry about the tax revenue. It'll be there. If elected, I'll work hard to create more jobs and business opportunities. Then we'll have the money to do the things that we need. In all the roles that I've been in, that I have been privileged to serve in, I've worked hard not only for Jackson County, but for all of South Mississippi. I believe that we have the people and we have the resources to bring jobs and investment to Mississippi. If you have supported me in the past, and now I'm asking for you to continue to support me as I seek to represent you in Jackson as a representative for District 109. Thank you all very much.